little bit of centering to begin. So just let your awareness travel down to the soles of your feet and have a wriggle of your feet, feel the bones in your feet, and just reaffirm that connection to the ground, that steadiness underneath the soles of your feet. And then turn your awareness towards your breathing. And as you breathe in, feel as though you're drawing the steadiness of the earth up into your legs. Remember to keep your knees nice and soft, and then just parking your pelvis into that neutral place. And gently lift pelvic floor. And breathe out. Take your time. Breathing in again, letting the sternum lift. Finding space in the chest and the lungs. And then with your next in-breath, let your shoulders lift up, take your shoulders back. And take a few moments to just gently steady yourself. And then with your next in-breath, feel the crown of the head rise up. As you find space between each vertebra in your spine. I'm just going to stand for a moment and just focusing on your breath. And then from that place of steadiness, your awareness come into your right hand and just begin to move your fingers. And then give your fingers a shake out, as if it's the first time you've ever done it. And then let your awareness just trickle down into your thumb. Feel the joints in your thumb loosening, and then that first finger and your middle finger. And then taking it further into the ring finger and your little finger. Your wrists loosen up and the forearm. And then allow it to rise up into the bicep and to the shoulder. So the arm starts to feel loose. And separate your feet. And just give your arm a shake down to the ground. And just have that confidence that the ground is absorbing anything that you don't need. Any tightness, stiffness. And then just let your arm let it just swing around down there. Lovely. Bend your knees a little bit and stand up, unfurl your spine and let your arm reach up. And breathe in as you reach and feel your ribs expanding on the right. Notice the lungs, breathe out. Let your shoulder relax. And then turn your palm away so it's facing the wall. And with your next exhalation, let that arm descend down so you create a half circle. And both arms feel very different. So we'll do the same on the left. And your fingers begin to move. And everything's got that flow. We're moving in the way that a cat would move. Give your hand a shake out now. Your fingers loosen up. That tension is released. And then notice your thumb and your first finger. That middle finger, ring finger, and your little finger. Taking it into the palm of the hand and the wrist, forearm. And then allowing it to rise up into the bicep and the shoulder. And then when we tilt forwards, it travels up into the trapezius, that big muscle in your back. Lovely. Let your arm relax there and just let it move, let it swing around. Beautiful. Now begin to stand up, unfurl your spine, and then let your left arm lift up. Breathe in as it comes up. Breathe out, let your shoulder relax into its socket. And then breathing in again, reaching. Turn the palm away, and as you exhale, let that arm travel down. You bring both of them into balance, give both a little shake, have a wiggle and a jiggle. Bit of movement. And then we're going to go into the feet. So anchor your left foot down. You can pop your hands on your hips for balance, lift up your foot and circle your toes around. So you really exploring that ankle joint. And you can change your directions as well when you're ready. Fabulous. Now give your foot a shake. The sole of your foot loosen up. The toes. Arch, the heel, top of your foot. And then allowing it to go into that calf muscle. Whoops. Coming into your knee, give your leg a swing. Ow. Don't stub your toes. Have a swing from the knee down. That's me not watching what I'm doing. It just oils that knee joint, it keeps it healthy. And then let that awareness go right up to the top of your leg. Give your leg a shake down, feel the quad relax, the knee, the calf. And then let your foot go really soft and relaxed. And place your foot back down. You can use your core muscles to steady you and lift up your left foot, circle your toes. Changing your directions. Just exploring that ball and socket joint. Lovely. Now give your foot a shake. Those toes, bones in your toes, moving, the ball of the foot, the arch, the heel, top of the foot. And then it goes to your calf muscle. Giving the leg a swing from the knee down. And then allow your awareness to come into your quad. And then shake down from the hip. The whole of the leg is so relaxed, so loose. Place your foot down and have a whole body. Have a bit of movement with your spine and just enjoy that. And we're going into the shoulders, lift both shoulders up towards the ears. Breathe in and breathe out, let your shoulders relax down. Beginning to move the right and then the left. And this movement starts to come from the spine, from the sternum, and you're taking one side forward and then the other. And you can feel your hips moving, your knee joints, right down into the soles of the feet. And as you find more space in your shoulders, let your circles get a bit bigger. Your elbows lift. So we're making nice big circles at the side of the body. And then it becomes a scooping movement. So it's getting the heart rate going as well. It's getting the blood pumping around your body, oxygenating your organs. Compressing the kidneys and really helping to release any stress. Lovely. Bring it back into your elbows. And then just let the shoulders begin to move again. And let your shoulders just relax down. Give them a few extra circles forwards and do a few forwards as well. And backwards. And then into standing. So pop your hands onto your hips. Now, Try and keep your shoulders as still as possible as you circle your hips around. It's much harder than normal. So just taking around in a few circles. And then just go into that lovely figure of eight. Let your shoulders move as well. And really press down into the soles of the feet. Let them roll along the ground. When we do this, we work with those acupressure points. You know, the tiny points. When people do reflexology, they work with those points and they correspond to the organs within our body. So it's, even though we're just moving, we're doing something on an amazing scale internally. Go the other way as well. And come back into standing. Okay. And get your right foot down and begin to just step backwards and forwards with your left foot. Your toes can come up and your heel can come up as you step. And start to let your arms swing. So as you come forward, the arms lift up. And as you step back, they lift as well. And then you get the breath moving with it as well. So as you lift up, you breathe in. And as the arms come down, you breathe out. And this is great for your diaphragm and that fresh oxygen into your lungs. And there's a good back stretch. Your sternum lift. And then give your shoulders a tap. Try and keep your elbows in line with your shoulders. And then stretching that big muscle, the latissimus dorsi. Fantastic. And then just go back into arm swinging. Focus on your breath. And then just go back into foot. And then let both feet come back together. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So anchor your left foot down and start to step backwards and forwards, go to the right. Get your arms moving with it as well. So left foot's anchored. And you're just stepping backwards and forwards with the right. And this time as you move, really focus on your spine and creating length. Shoulders a little tap. And then just going back to swinging. And then let your arms just below. Step in. And now we come back into standing. Let me just straighten my set. Lovely. We've had a nice little activation. We're going to come into mountain pose, into Tadasana. So just double check your feet are hip distance apart. You close one eye and just hover your fists between your arches. And then again, just lifting your toes and maybe separating the toes and really feeling the feet being active, the muscles in the feet. And then place your toes down and invite the soles of the feet to spread out so they feel comfortable. Again, we're going to draw that earth energy into your legs, into your strong legs. Just gently tightening the muscles in the legs and in the glutes. Breathe into your legs and then breathe out. And check your knee joints are very soft. Open your pelvis into neutral. Exhaling and then lifting the base of the body, so lifting that pelvic floor and just holding those muscles around like 10%. As you breathe in now, let your sternum lift up. Let your shoulders lift, take your shoulders back. Feel the crown of your head rising up. And just evenly distributing the weight through the body. Arriving into the seat of the mountain. Those qualities of steadiness and strength. Beautiful. We're going to take the hands up through the midline and just enjoy lifting the arms up with the breath. And then we're going to flow forwards and down. Just come down into wherever your forward bend is today. Bend your knees and then we're going to rise back up, stacking each vertebra as you come up. And then you can open your arms out as if you're greeting the sun. Lovely. Palms face down, breathe out as you come down. Bend your knees, begin to rise up, stack each vertebra. Breath leading you up, opening up. Flowing down. Letting go as you go forwards and then rising once more. Now this time as you come down, pause for a moment. Let your head, neck and shoulders relax, let your abdomen rest onto your thighs. We're going to rise up again, unfurling your spine with that image of how a cat would move. Let your arms come all the way up. And then this time, instead of coming down, we're going to create a circle in front. Let your knees sink down. Cross your right arm in front of the left. Breathe in. Lift. Breathe out. Let the arms come down. So we're going to work with this for a few rounds. First of all, focusing on your physical body. So your legs, your arms, your hips. Elbows. And then notice your breath. And synchronize your breath with the movement. So as you breathe in, the arms lift. And as you breathe out, the arms come down. And just inviting you to close your eyes. And in your mind's eye, in the center of your chest, visualize that there's a warmth or maybe a glowing light, any color. And as you breathe out and the arms come down, visualize it moving through your body and creating a sense of peacefulness, some stillness in the cells. Wonderful. Now, next time your arms come up overhead, just pause. Imagine that you're plugging your fingertips into that universal energy, and it's revitalizing you. That golden light pours down into your arms, into your hands. Now let your knees sink down, bend your knees. Let your hands come down either side of the body. And then turn your palms up. And lengthen your spine and lift up. Feeling that expansion through your ribs and then sinking down. You're breathing in, lifting those arms. And the focus is on the lower part of your ribs. Into the lower lobes of the lungs. Say then as you come down. And we call this, when you bend your knees and you stand in this way, we call it the Hara stance, and it's a strong stance, what really connects you to the earth. Beautiful. Now this time your arms come up overhead, pause. Palms come together. And all we're going to do is take a sideways bend. We're just coming over into sideways stretch. And then breathe in, lift up through the middle, and then go down into the other side. Back up through the middle. Your hands come down either side of your body. And just close your eyes. Stand in that peacefulness. Might feel some tingling in your hands. Arms might feel heavy. They might feel so light. And then make your way down. Come down onto your knees. I'll go sideways, I think. If you want to pop a cushion or a blanket underneath your knees, you can. So we're going to stretch out the psoas muscle, so the big muscle that connects the legs to the body. And then we're also going to work with that lovely giving and receiving movement, that heart movement as well. So once you're down, pop your core muscles on. So lift pelvic floor, draw in transversus abdominis, and place your hands just behind your knee. And then breathe in. Imagine there's a thread attached to the top of the head that pulls you up. And then as you breathe out, just let your hips and pelvis sink forward. Keep your knee over your foot. And I'm hoping you can feel a stretch just here in that psoas muscle. Trying, if possible, to keep the pelvis as upright as possible. And when we do that, it strengthens as well as stretches. Now lift back up, lift your hands up in front of your heart, and then we're going to begin to move. So just ease forwards, let your knee come into your abdomen, stretch forwards, and then breathe in and draw back. And there's a lovely ripple that moves through the spine, moving forwards, breathing in. So breathing in a nice sense of peacefulness, releasing any tension, tiredness. Really inviting that flow. And as you move, just imagine that segmental movement happening within your spine. Such a nice movement. And you've got this lovely flow, but you're nourishing your digestive organs as well. Now draw back and just bring your hands down onto the mat. You can make some little claws and adjust your foot, and then just lift the toes up on your left foot. Align your chin with your shin, and then just let gravity do its work as you stretch out that hamstring. So you'll feel a stretch in the back of your leg. We're doing the half splits, believe it or not. We're just releasing down. And then lift back up, slide your leg in, bring your knee down, and then we're going to do the same on the other side, but I'm going to turn so I can see you. So bring your right foot out in front. Hips and pelvis in neutral. Core muscles on a tiny bit. Place your hand behind your knee. Breathe in. And then moving on the out breath, just sinking down. pelvis upright, space between the knee and the chest. Lengthening. Then lift yourself back up, let your hands come up to heart level, and then we'll begin that flow, that ripple. Ooh, falling over. So top tip, if you feel wobbly, is to imagine that both thighs are side by side and you're pressing them together. And that brings you into that center point, so it's easier to keep your balance. Flowing, breathing. And then draw back, lift your toes, place your hands down, and just arrive into that hamstring stretch. And I'm going to leave you there for a second because there's somebody at my door, so don't stretch for too long. Come in, hang on. And then gently drawing your heel back in. Bring both knees down and just bring yourself down onto your tummy and come down into crocodile pose. Separate your heels. One arm on top of the other and place your forehead onto your arms. And take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just relax down. Feel the whole of your spine relaxed. Slowing the breath right down. Slow, deep breaths. Breathing into the belly now, into the hips and the pelvis. Really just acknowledging that place on your body. You could visualize there's a warm pool of light there again, and that light really soothes and nourishes as you breathe out. It moves through your body and it brings that sense of ease, relaxation. Sliding your heels closer together now. And just bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then we're going to lift up, take the hips back and come into your pose of a child with your arms stretched out in front, forehead down. And direct that breath through and into your shoulders. Body releases tension. And then taking your hands over for a walk. So taking your hands for a walk over to the right hand side. And once you get to that place where you can't get any further, take a few deep breaths in and out. And you might find that your exhalation allows you to move a little bit more. You're just easing into it. Bring the hands back through the middle and all the way into the other side. And that same process again. Just be present, just wait, take a few breaths. Space in the ribs. And then let your hands come back to that midpoint. And then bring both hands back by your ankles, with your palms facing up. And tuck your head in. And see if you can make your shoulders as relaxed as possible. The out breath relaxes, and you feel it's almost like the shoulder blades are moving further apart. There's a smoothing happening, spaciousness, space to breathe. Then slide your hands forward again, so your arms are stretched out in front. Separate your fingers. And here's where we rise up into that Majorasana cat pose. So you're going to come onto your hands and your knees. And you want to make sure that your shoulders are above your hands and your hips are above your knees. And breathe out, let all your tummy relax. And then engage pelvic floor, abdominals, glutes, and just allow the tailbone to come down towards the ground and arch your back up towards the ceiling. Your chin comes in towards your chest. Then you're going to move from the base of the spine, flow through each vertebra and let your head come up. Last of all, the openness in your throat, and then reverse that. So arching the back once more, breathing out. Breathe in as you reverse that flow, moving through each vertebra. And just moving in that way, with your own breath in your own time, trying to move each vertebra independently, using the muscles within your back. This pose, it earths you, it grounds you. It creates a flow of energy, of awareness from the base all the way through the spine. Discs within your back, intervertebral discs are hydrated. You move it in the same way as what a cat would, with flow, ease, and grace. And then bringing your hips back down to join your heels, easing yourself back down. Slide your hands back by your ankles when you're ready and tuck your head in. Just imagine like a warm balm, something soothing your shoulders. Breathing into the back, into the shoulder blades. And as you breathe out, that softness moves through your back, melting away any stress, tightness, stiffness, tension. It's all gently released. And sliding your hands forward once more, reaching out, coming back up onto your hands and knees. Now this time, can you step back with your right foot and tuck your toes under, and then step back with your left foot, tuck your toes under, and then drop your hips right down so you come into that plank pose. We're just going to hold it for a moment or two and feel the core muscles strengthening here. Check your head is in line with your spine. And then just lower yourself down onto the mat, any way you like. And you want to have your legs super relaxed, big toes just touching. Check your hips and pelvis are nice and relaxed. And just slide your thumbs. So your thumbs are pointing towards your eyes. Forehead's down. We're just going to spend a moment here again, pressing the belly down into the mat. And as you breathe out, that feeling of softness moves through the sacrum. So we're going to move into Ardha Bhujanasana, the Sphinx pose. So first of all, breathe out and feel as though there's a flow of awareness moving along your spine. And as it arrives between your shoulder blades, press your palms into the mat, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, press your forearms down and separate your fingers. And you want to make sure that you're very, very steady and secure here. And in this Sphinx pose, feel the sternum being drawn forward as you press the forearms and the fingers down into the mat. And I'm hoping you can feel a compression in the lumbar and the sacrum. So this is great if you've had any lower back pain. Depending on how steady you feel, let your chin just drop forward and let your chin come onto your chest so it stretches out all the muscles in your neck. Breathe in, let your head lift back up. And then just turning your head to the left side and the right. Slowly feeling that lovely sense of mobility in your neck. And then let your head come back to the middle. Let your elbows go back out to the side and come back down for another little resting crocodile. And you could sigh out your out breath and feel a sense of restfulness. Body yields down towards the earth. And I invite you to just bring your feet back together now. And once more, place your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows in, and come into that pose of a child once more. And that resting pose, hands come back by your ankles, forehead in. And just take a few moments to breathe steadily and evenly. And come up when you're ready. Take your time as you come back up. Really nurture yourself. And just make yourself comfortable. So we've done this sequence many, many times, but there's a certain energy that you receive when you observe a person doing yoga. So it's really important when I want to do a demonstration, it benefits you as well. So I'm going to just do a little quick demo of our SunCat, and I'm hoping my spine is moving like a cat, so watch out for it. Here we go. So happy to come up to your feet, and we shall move through this gorgeous flow together. Come in and come to stand at the top of your mat. And you're going to start off, we're going to come to Tadasana mountain pose. So feet hip distance, weight evenly distributed through the body, pelvis neutral, steadiness in the legs, sternum lifts. Take your shoulders back. And with each in-breath, feel the crown of the head rise up. As you breathe out, feel anchored and rooted to the earth. Your palms come together in front of the heart. With your shoulders nicely relaxed. We're going to release the hands. Just draw your wrists apart, turn your fingers down so they point down towards the ground, and then just rotate the wrist in towards the heart. And then your hands come down. Your hands come down, let your knees bend, and then bring the backs of the hands towards one another and lift up. Breathe in. Breath flows through the body. Breathe out, flow down, and come down as far as what's good for you. Knees bend, core muscles engage, and you rise up with that breath. So we're synchronizing breath and movement. Breathe out, flow down. Breathe in, rising up. Really noticing that flow moving through your spine. That energy coming down one more time. Now this time, pause with your hands. So you can bend your knees. If it's comfortable, you can pop your hands onto the mat. Have your knees bent. And then you're going to step back with your right foot. Let your right foot step back, bring your right knee onto the mat. Get your core muscles on, palms facing one another, and then your arms are going to go back. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze together. And then breathe in, sweep the arms through, and let your arms come to eye level. That's it, palms facing one another. That's it. Breathe out, fold down, let your abdomen rest into that thigh. Arms lift up behind. This time, breathe in, let the arms lift a bit higher. Follow them with your eyes. Breathe out, flow back down. This third time you come up, we're just going to hold it for a moment. Let your sternum lift and pause as if the sun is pouring down and it's nourishing your body, it's nourishing your heart. Take a nice big deep breath. And then as you breathe out, soften back into it, come back down. Let your arms just float up behind. And then bring them forward, place them down either side of your foot. And then all we're going to do is lift up and bring both knees onto the mat. That's it, so your knees come down. Reach forward, place your hands down, cat style. And then we flow through a few waves of the cat, arching your back as you breathe out. And creating that lovely C shape. Looking forwards, breathing in. And that flow moves through your spine and just move with this wave of awareness, this wave of energy. Just moving and flowing, breathing out, drawing tummy button up to the spine as you arch. And then nice long whole breath as you lengthen. And then return back into that place, that neutral place. Then you're going to reach back with your right foot. Place your right toes down. And then reach back with your left foot. Place your toes down. And then just let the body come into that plank pose. And hold it for a moment or two. So you feel that strength. And this builds that fire element. This builds that strength. And then down to the mat. Bend your knees. Let your knees come down first. Let your bottom stick up a little bit. And then place your chest down. And then your chin. And then just let go of everything. And let your body just relax down there. Breathe out. Check the bottom part of the body super relaxed. Slide your hands forward. So thumbs are at eye level. And now with an in-breath, let that awareness ripple up through your spine. Press down into your palms. Use your core muscles. Bring your elbows in underneath your shoulders. Press forearms down, separate your fingers, and just begin to turn your head smoothly from left to right. Just exploring that mobility in your neck. And then allow the head to be still. Feel as though that thread is attached into the sternum and that thread is drawing you forwards. Allow your eyes to gaze up towards the space between your eyebrows. Just hold that gaze for a moment or two. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let your elbows go out to the side. Come back down into your crocodile pose. And we'll just have a moment here. Lovely. Slide your feet back together. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. And you're going to lift up and come back onto your knees. Lift your arms up. And then this time, you're going to bring your left leg forward. Put your glutes on, core muscles, palms face one another. And then we go into that runner in flight. So arms come back behind. Synchronizing your breath, feeling that flow. And it's as though sunlight's flowing down through your spine. Lifting the arms a bit higher that second time. Third time, folding down. And then on your third time, you lift up and you hold it as if you're holding that sunshine, that vitality. Breathing into that heart center, breathing in that radiant light, nourishing you. Lovely. Let your palms face one another, flow down. Final time. Arms lift behind. And then you place your hands down onto the mat. Tuck your back toes under and step both feet back together. And pause in your forward bend for a moment. Gather your thoughts, gather your get centered. And then flow up. Backs of the hands close together and you lift up. Breath lifting, you're opening out. Flowing back down as you breathe out. Lift up as you breathe in. It's 2. Down. Then this is our final time lifting up, your third time. Plugged into that universal energy, cosmos. And then flow back down. Now this time we're going to move, we're going to take the left leg back. So just arrive into your forward bend. And then you're going to step back with your left foot, bring your knee down. Core muscles on, arms lift out behind. Squeeze shoulder blades together. And then you're lifting up, hands coming to eye level. Flowing down, moving with your breath. Second time, lift a bit more. And then on your third time, you're in your sunburst. Energized, revitalized, child of the sun. You flow down when you're ready. Place your hands down either side of your foot. And then lift up, bring both knees together. Bring your paws down onto the mat. And then you're going to flow into your cat pose, allowing that energy and awareness to move through your spine, moving with your breath. Feeling anchored to the earth. This really benefits your digestive organs, keeps your spine healthy. You could even close your eyes as you move. Tuning into any subtleties of the movements of the spine. Turn back into neutral. Now this time you're going to step back with your left foot, tuck your left toes under. And then you're going to step back with your right foot, tuck your right toes under, come into your plank pose. Shoulders directly above your hands. Breathing steadily, evenly. And then let your body come down. Knees down first. Lift your hips. Bring your chest down and then your chin. And then relax. Let the body yield down towards the earth. Slide in your thumbs. So your thumbs are in line with the eyes. Breathe out. As you breathe in, feel that flow move through your spine. Lifting the torso, elbows coming underneath your shoulders. Separate your fingers. Beautiful. And that golden thread, as if there's a golden thread attached to the sternum, it draws you forward. Fingertips press down into the mat. And then if it suits you, begin to move your head once more, turning left, turning right. Throat center becomes clear, allowing your voice to speak words of kindness, truth, speaking your mind. And then elbows are going to go back out to the side, let your body come down. Spend a moment in crocodile. Press the belly down as you breathe in. Relax as you breathe out. And then bring your feet back together. Hands slide underneath your shoulders, lift up. Come up onto your knees, and this time you're going to bring your right foot forward. Pop those core muscles on, get steady, palms face one another, and you flow. Lift. Moving with your breath. Exhaling, softening. Breathing in, lifting. Breathing out. Third time, lift into your sunburst. Om Mitra Namaha. Salutations to the friend of all. Sun who shines on each one of us equally. Receive that light, that energy, and then flow back down, soften into it. Let your hands arrive either side of your front foot, tuck your toes under, and then have a little step, both feet back in. And then we're rising up, but we're rising up with renewed strength, with renewed vitality, opening out to that sun. Sternum lifts, gorgeous, flow down to the earth. Letting go as you flow forwards. And then you rise in. Opening. Releasing, down you go. And then this third time you lift up. Your palms open out as if you're greeting the sun. And then bring palms together overhead. And your hands come down in front of your heart. Close your eyes. And just allow yourself to rest into that stillness. That sense of connection and peace that you've created. You might want to bring your hands down by your sides and just stand for a moment or two. Be a witness to any thoughts. A witness to anything going on around. Standing here in your power, in your peace. Peace in the body and peace in the mind. And then I'm going to invite you to, let's have a look, see what we're doing. I invite you to come down onto your backs. And I'd like you to have your blankets nearby. But we're going to do a twist first, because every yoga class needs a twist. So when you come onto your back, get your knees into your chest and have a little rock around and twist circle your knees around and feel that relaxation in your sacrum, because we've worked with that area a lot this evening. So if you've been a bit unsettled, or this really help to soothe you down. So just circling the knees around. You can take your hands off them if you need to. And then just pause. And slide your left leg away. Let your right knee come into your chest and just circle that right knee on its own. And as you move your knee, close your eyes. And that light we've been working with this evening, imagine it's in your hip joint. And every time you circle it around, it becomes more fluid, more relaxing. Bringing that ease into any achy hips. Okay. Now pause once more. I'd like you to breathe in. And as you breathe out, press your knee down towards your chest. And then stretch the other leg away. And then release your stretch with your knee. Let your foot come back down onto the mat. Bring the other leg in. Slide your right leg away. Bring your left knee in. And then have some, circle that knee around again. And close your eyes, make it be all lazy, like a cat. Like our feline friends. Just taking that knee around. Your focus is in your hip. And then pause in once more. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, press the knee down towards your chest so you feel it pressing into the abdomen. And then stretch the other leg away. And then releasing that stretch. Bring both knees into your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side. And then you're going to cross your right thigh over the left thigh and interlace your hands behind the backs of your knees. And then draw the knees in so you feel a stretch into the glute. And you'll feel it in your sitting bones. We're stretching that piriformis muscle. Change over. Left over right. Relax from the knee down. And as you breathe out, guiding those knees in. And release your stretch. Bring the soles of the feet onto the mat. Slide your left foot away, left leg away. Bring your right foot over onto your knee. Left hand goes onto your knee. Right arm's on the mat. And then you're going to breathe in. Move on your out breath. Let your hips and pelvis roll. Let your head turn. And just relax into it. Soften into it. And you'll feel the stretch in the glute and then through the side of the body. Let your head turn away from your body. And then roll back to the middle. Straighten up your hips. And sliding your right leg away now. Bring the left foot onto your knee. Right hand comes onto the knee and your left arm is on the mat. Use your breath, so breathe in. And on your out breath, you roll and your head turns and you just soften down into it. Just allowing the body to really yield down, allowing it just to surrender into that beautiful rotation. And then just roll back into the middle. And if you feel like bringing your knees in again, you can. Well, that's a good one. You could do that. You could take your knees one side and then the other. That's a nice one, Sheila. So just move from side to side. And then slide your legs away. Let your toes roll out, let your palms face up. Grab your blankets and make yourself so comfortable, ready for Shavasana. Well-deserved relaxation. Closing your eyes. Scanning through your body. Start at the tips of your toes and check in with your toes. Do your toes feel okay? Bones in your feet and your ankles. And then let that awareness rise through your legs, through your knees, to your quads and to your hips. Breathing in now and feeling the breath fill your abdomen. Then relax down, press the sacrum down into the mat. And then relax the sacrum. Let your arms and hands feel comfortable. And the neck, with the head. And then we're going to breathe in. And as you breathe in, allow every muscle in the body to contract. So you feel a squeeze in the quads and the calf muscles. Press the feet into the mat. You could press the arms down as well, make little fists. Tighten the face and the eyes. And as you breathe out now, let the body soften, just let go. And consciously try and soften all of those muscles. We're going to breathe in again and tighten those muscles again. But this time, half of that amount. And we're going to hold it for 2 breaths. So breathing in and out 2 times. Relax again. And we're going to breathe in again and create that same hold through the whole of the body, but half of that amount again. So it's like 25%. So there's a softness happening now. And hold on to that softness, this time for 3 breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing again. And gently exhaling. And then this final time, soften and let the body really melt down. And then this time as you breathe in, just become aware of all those muscles once more, but just 5%, so it's so soft. Notice how soft your breaths become. And as you breathe out now, just let go. And just inviting the body to ease its way down into a place of stillness. We're going to use that vision of the radiant light, iridescent light. Just visualize that iridescent light soothing the feet. Fuzzy feeling, nourishing the bones and your toes. And it just travels through your feet. You can breathe it up into the heels and the ankles, shins and the calves. Just the iridescent, nourishing light, soothing every cell within your being. And you breathe out. Nourishment now arrives into your knees and into your quads, into the bones in your legs, and it moves up and into the hips, into the pelvis, and then breathe out, letting go. And then that nourishing feeling, that iridescent light, moves into the organs in the central column of the body. The reproductive organs, elimination, hormonal system, lungs, your heart, every single muscle, every single bone, every single cell within your body is feeling nourished by this light. Spine, shoulders, your arms, and you just breathe out softness. That softness now arrives into your throat, into your face. Just see if you can soften your eyes a bit more in your cheeks, your smile, your forehead, your ears, the back of the head. And that softness arrives into your chest. And as you breathe out now, I'm just going to invite you to spend a moment pausing here, bathing in this nourishing light. Allowing your body to rejuvenate, to be healed on all levels, physical body, emotions, calm. Flow with love. Flowing with life's challenges. I'm going to begin this process of reawakening. Just moving your fingers, moving your toes, crunching up your eyes. And the body starts to feel energized. Just deepen the breath and fresh energy fills your body, pouring down from above the crown of the head, tabling in on the wings of the breath. You could visualize color or light, whatever works for you, and it flows down into your spine. Just start adjusting your body, start to move your arms, moving your fingers, moving your face, maybe having a smile, and see how that makes you feel. It goes down into the central column of the body, into the hips, down into your feet, legs, and then turn over onto whichever side suits you best. And just have an image of yourself in your mind's eye, an image of you in your power, shining your brightest, really looking after yourself. And then when you're ready, just press your palms down into the mat and bring yourself into a seated position. Now the head just rise up. When you're ready, bring your hands together, rub your hands together. And that iridescent sparkly light still there. Place these nice warm hands over your eyes. And then just encourage the eyes to open. Separate your fingers. And give your forehead a tap and your cheeks and your jaw and your nose. Dust away anything you don't need. And give yourself a great big hug. And the other side maybe as well. And you can take your hands, your arms all the way up. Let your palms come together. And your hands arrive down to your heart. And Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings be at peace.